Let's talk about 20 verse 1 content and how they are taking things too far.
If Crip or Blood fight, which one are you helping?
It's no secret that I hate 20 verse 1 content. I think it's complete trash. And I thought that the Pop the Balloon game was bad until I started to really see 20 verse 1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, bless your little heart, but it's one of those made for YouTube dating shows. It's kind of like Tinder in real life. You basically are swiping left or right on people, but they're right in front of you. And sometimes they do ask them questions, and I'm not going to lie, sometimes it can be a little entertaining. But for the most part, a lot of things are just based off of looks, and people go onto these shows trying to make fun of other people. Like, you don't really get the sense that these people are truly looking for love or truly looking for a connection.
Y'all really want me? Who could pick me up?
Man, I could pick you up. I promise you I could. Man, what's up?
Who's more masculine? Come on. Come on.
Pick her up, bro.
Come on.
Oh my. Come on, man. What you talking about, man?
A lot of these people are just clout chasing. Either they have businesses or they're influencers or they're comedians and they think that this is how they're going to get their break because they're so funny making fun of the other people on the show. That was sarcasm, by the way. They're not funny. Now, the concept alone is not where my beef lies. Hey, if you are entertained by this type of content, then who am I to judge, right? I'm just one person and all content is made for someone. This type of content is just not made for me, and that's okay. At least that's how I felt until I saw this video. Now, to be clear, this video is about one specific channel, but it is connected to a bigger issue that includes all types of channels that make content like this and influencers and just content in general, the direction we're going with content these days. Content creation has turned into content farming, and a lot of people are doing things they probably wouldn't have agreed with when they first started making content or they wanted to be on the internet. I see a lot of people and I wonder if the content that they're making crosses the boundaries of their own morals or if they've never really cared or maybe they've just pushed those morals because the type of content that they're making requires them to push it. I don't know. But if you don't know what content farming is, it is basically when someone makes a lot of content very quickly and they push it out and their sole purpose is that people click on it and share it. Now, of course, people that make content want other people to click on it and share it. I want people to click on my content and share it. But the biggest difference is the people doing content farming, they don't care about the type of content that they're putting out there. They don't care about the quality. They just care that people are going to click on the video and maybe get angry and share it. You often hear content farming talked about with companies that focus on that. So there are a bunch of companies out there that just push out as much content as possible. Again, they don't care about actually making the content or to add value into the world, into the type of content they're making. They don't care about any of that. They just care about views. You'll see this happen a lot on YouTube, but I also see it happening a lot on Twitter or X. And there's a lot of people on X that have verification just so that they can make some money and they will trigger people to get people to look at their stuff. So they're rage baiting people. If you don't know what rage baiting is, I mean, I think I'm going the long way to explain this video and like the whole intro of this video, but I also think it's really important for us to have these kinds of conversations and to understand what is happening on social media and the patterns that we're seeing with people. And unfortunately, these terms, content farming, rage baiting, they are more popular and they're getting more popular because that is how people are getting views now. But rage baiting is exactly how it sounds. It's when you bait people with rage. So if I make a video and I purposely try to make the video with like the worst possible takes you could ever imagine, and I'm only doing that so people will interact and engage with my content. A good example of rage baiting would be someone like Pearl, just Pearly Things, who a lot of people have agreed they don't believe that she believes in the things that she's saying.
I think that feminism overall was a bad thing.
I believe there's a natural order in the world. It goes God, men, women, children.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote.
But she's saying them because there is an avenue to say them where not a lot of women are in. So she's going to get a lot of the views for that. And because she's saying things that a lot of people do not agree with, she's going to have a lot of engagement because people are always ready to tell you that you're wrong. And if you don't know who Just Pearly Things is, well, that's not the point of this video today. And I'm getting so far off track already, but just know she's like the female Andrew Tate, but less intelligent and less believable, and thinks she can sing, but she really can't.
You should call me on my work phone. all day when you need a friend.
I feel like people are constantly pushing the boundaries on what is acceptable and what isn't on YouTube and other platforms. And pushing the boundaries isn't something that's bad, especially with the platforms that we have, because they don't have clear definitions on what you can and cannot do. It's like, obviously, you can't smoke. Obviously, you can't be driving and on stream at the same time. There's certain things that you just cannot do. But when it comes to like how much swearing is acceptable, what will get you demonetized or not, or certain topics that are in the news that you want to talk about, like P. Diddy, there are some people that have had their videos removed while other people have their videos still up. So we don't really know what is acceptable and not acceptable. But because of that, people are constantly pushing the boundaries to see what they can get away with. I often use Kick as an example, and we've definitely talked about that on this channel before. Kick is somewhere where people that get bans on other places will go. And people on Kick are constantly pushing the boundaries, and it's kind of the place where you can do that because Kick doesn't really seem to care about much. But with Kick, you can now tune in to watch someone drinking and driving, or threaten someone else with a gun, or hide their live stream while they invite someone over for intercourse. You can see all of that on Kick. With YouTube, they've always been known as the stricter platform. I mean, you can't even get away with swearing within the first few minutes of a video without that video possibly being demonetized. So it really came to a surprise to me when I saw this video on YouTube. The video in question is 20 girls versus one rapper, Lil RT. Now, Lil RT is a 10-year-old rapper, okay? 10 years old. The people who created this show decided it was a good idea to hire 20 little girls between the ages of 8 and 11 years old for a dating show. I don't know what's wrong with every single adult that works on that quote unquote show. Whoever saw this and thought it was a good idea, the parents that brought their children here, the little rapper boy's mother, although that's another story, she's continuously exploiting this child. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. Who is this content even made for? You can't hire a child. Their parents signed off on this probably, and they probably got like $100 if they were lucky. At the time of recording this, the video is still up and the comments are off because the creators, they can't handle the amount of criticism that is directed to them, and they deserve all of it. They deserve more criticism, which is why I am making this video. I'm not going to give this channel my view, so I didn't watch the video, but some clips were going around TikTok. That's actually how I found out about it because, again, I don't watch this type of content, but the clips that were going around were terrible. And I've probably seen 2 or 3 minutes of their entire video, and that video is 33 minutes long.
Way too quick.
Okay.
You like my shirt, babe? It turn you on?
I see like that. All right, next.
What are your dreams and your goals for the future?
Like, you got any goals?
Okay, football. Football?
So I don't even want to know what I'm missing. I don't need to know what I'm missing because they're children. This shouldn't exist in the first place. Sorry to raise my voice in your ears. The video has 27,000 likes, which is very concerning, but thankfully it has over 105,000 dislikes. So at least the majority of people coming across this video are thinking like us. Well, hopefully you're thinking like me and think that this is weird AF and should not be a thing. And it seems that most people that came across this video share in that opinion. From the clips that I've seen, I am disturbed and I hate it. That I don't even really have the words to describe how I feel about this, but I hate it. The little girls that are on this show, they have a lot of them asking questions that are just not appropriate. They don't even really understand the questions that they're asking, and probably because they're 8. Yeah, they don't know why they're asking, what are your goals for the next 10 years? You're not even 10. One girl asked, what's the age of the oldest person that RT has ever been with or dated? He says 11, and the little girl just goes, oh no, no. He's 10. What? Like, I don't even think she understands the question, so she didn't understand the answer. But you have these children that most likely are just imitating what they've seen on shows like this or from the people that their parents are around or the people that were at the shoot that day. They think this is what is acceptable. They think this is what is wanted from them, that they're going to like do good by, asking these types of questions. I feel like it reminds me of when a little kid swears and the adults in the room are quick to correct them, but they might laugh or giggle because it's funny to hear a little kid swear. And even though the adults are correcting them, the little kid has already received that satisfaction of having someone laugh at them and receiving that positive attention. So even though they're saying, oh, don't say that, they're more likely to say it again and again and again because when they said it the first time, everyone laughed. That's just what this kind of content reminded me of. Another little girl asked, "You like my shirt? It turns you on," which of course is the sexy red, "You like my voice? It turns you on" comment. And this is a sexual comment. And regardless if the kid is saying it, I'm not blaming the kid for saying this. I'm blaming the people, the adults in the room. I'm blaming the people that are in charge of editing. They left that clip in, even though they know it is a sexual comment to make. Even if you were going to make this type of content, which is weird alone, why would you not edit out the parts that are inappropriate for children to be involved in or saying? That is so much weirder. Like, why did they leave that in? But, it's all about the views, it's all about the clips. But they knew that that was going to be a clip that people probably would share because they're going to be like, what the fuck? And mind you, in all of these clips, the little boy looks so lost and scared and confused. He has his finger in his mouth like he's a child, and sometimes he doesn't even respond to the girl's questions. There are so many times in these short clips where the interviewer is having to repeat the questions that the girls are asking because the girls can barely talk because they're like 8. They're 8 and 9 and 10 years old. Yeah. 10-year-olds usually aren't enunciating properly, okay? And the host will ask the question again, more clearer, or just to repeat it so that RT can hear it. And he's still not answering because he's so shy. You can tell that he doesn't talk to girls often. And I mean, he's 10 years old. He's 10 years old. This is how 10-year-olds act. At one point, they even bring out twins for the little boy. Like, he doesn't even understand the concept of having more than one girlfriend. Again, because he's 10 years old. The host even asked him, "Oh, do you want to have more than one girlfriend?" And he has his whole hand in his mouth, like shaking his head because he's a child. What part of this is acceptable? That host is weird. I'm sorry. He's a weirdo. And all the adults involved in this are weird. He's extra weird because you're interacting with these children as if they're adults, as if you're just asking some 20-year-old, like, "Do you want more than one girlfriend?" He's 10. He doesn't even have one girlfriend. I guarantee he's never had a girlfriend in his life, okay? I am just so angry. I mean, I am trying to keep it calm because I'm raging inside that a whole bunch of adults saw this, brought their kids to this, were involved in this, and then put it online. They never thought that this was a weird thing to do. The other thing about this video that got me really, really irritated is the fact that we are subjecting children to be rejected. Rejection is a very difficult emotion to process. I mean, there are grown adults that still have a really hard time with accepting being rejected. It's really difficult to accept rejection, not personalize it, and also not allow it to affect your self-esteem. And rejection is a normal part of life. I think it's really good for kids to experience that because you're going to have to experience it one day, like it or not. I just don't think this is the setting for them to experience it. A place where people intentionally go to make fun of, to ridicule, and to mock each other. Also, this is not even a normal situation where someone has a crush on someone, maybe they don't like them back. That's normal. That's typical. This is you creating a situation where your child is most likely going to be rejected and then have it put on the internet for everyone to watch over and over again. Not only are they forcing these inappropriate situations on these children, but they are filming it for the world to see. They are being rewarded by YouTube for exploiting children. Shame on all of the parents involved in this that brought their little girls to this TV show. It's made for YouTube. It might as well be straight to DVD, okay? Shame on every adult that had any involvement in this. Shame on RT's mother for continuously exploiting him. I don't know where his father is, but all the clips I've seen of him, his mom is there. So I'm directing all of that towards her. You're his active guardian, clearly, and you are exploiting this child. And I don't like to use this word lightly and I don't throw it around often, but this is a form of grooming. There are so many people who have all this smoke for trans people and drag queens, but will take their kids to sets like this. They are quick to throw the word out solely based on someone's sexuality, but when there are actual red flags everywhere, they'll stay blind to it. People think grooming is 100% sex-based, and it's not. And there's also stages to it. This video could have been a very innocent day with nothing bad happening to those kids outside of the filming of the actual video itself, which of course is bad, but let's say that nothing bad happened to those kids that day. There was no physical harm that came to those kids that day. That's awesome. That's perfect. But you are still preparing your child to be ready for the next situation. And the next situation could be better or worse than this day. We already know that at big Hollywood studios, there are conversations about how to protect children. And still, kids are not being protected there. And these huge companies with lawyers and an HR department, they have a lot to lose, so they usually have a lot of protections in place. And I would bet that these people making this 20 verse 1 show, they don't have these types of conversations. They're not thinking, how do we protect the people that are on the show? The more that you are exposing children to situations like this, the better chance there is that something bad could actually happen. I mean, for this little RT boy, he has appeared in multiple of these videos. Most of the other ones that he's in, he's helping other people match people. So at the very least, he's not the one that is supposed to be dating these women. However, unfortunately, there was a video where apparently he was matching with grown women. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I don't know if it was removed off of YouTube or it was deleted. I cannot find this video at all, but I see a lot of TikToks in response to that video. It was real enough for a lot of people to have an issue with it, and now the video's gone, which makes me think that either YouTube stepped in or they deleted it. More banking that YouTube stepped in because I can't see them all of a sudden realizing that maybe that's not a good idea. And just to be clear, I'm not sure if it's the same channel that's making this video that we're talking about today and the one that made the video with him matching with adults. I have no idea. But something is wrong with all the channels that make this type of content. I'm not even gonna front. Like before I was just like, okay, like it's trash, but who doesn't like a little trash? I like a little trash TV, okay? I grew up watching Bad Girls Club. I'm not opposed to trash content. I mean, I think everyone likes a little bit of rot here and there, but I think we're crossing clear lines when we involve children in these types of concepts. They should not be involved in anything like this. And obviously, I'm not directing any of my anger towards any of the children involved. I'm directing it towards all of the adults because something is clearly wrong with them. They probably saw a casting call posted somewhere and thought, oh, this is going to help my kid's career, you know, my kid that's 8 and their influencer career that I'm so eager to start. That's more likely what's happening versus these kids that are just like, I really want to be on this show. Kids have never been on the show before, so I don't think it is something that kids mainly are watching. Although I do question who is watching this type of content because I can't picture an adult going home from a long day of work and sitting down to watch 20 verse 1. Also, side note, I'm sorry if this video is all over the place and I'm jumping from place to place and topic to topic, but normally I do script out my videos, and for this one, I just didn't. I just wanted to react raw to what I saw, and I was just really angry too. So I'm like, let's just have a real conversation, and whatever you get is whatever you get. But hopefully you guys can still follow. Let's get back to the host for a second because he is a weirdo. He is so friggin' weird. These girls are asking questions that make no sense because, again, they're like 10 years old. A little girl will ask a question and he'll be like, And it's like, what are you hmming? What are you agreeing to? Why are you acting like that was a good question? It wasn't. It was horrible and made no sense because she's 8. Like, she's literally a baby. Anyways, my channel is so tiny, so this video won't make a difference, but this should not be on YouTube. And I am going to talk about it because it's just wrong. People were obviously really upset about this video, but they could not express that because the comments are turned off on the video. So they did the next best thing and they went to another video, one of their most recent ones, and started commenting about the 20 girls versus 1 rapper video there. I'll put some of the comments on screen so you can see what people were saying, but in all, people were just not okay or happy with that video concept at all. The other question that this video brought for me was, what's next? What are they going to do next? Because every time they post something that people talk about, usually people are talking about it for bad reasons. I've never seen anyone be like, wow, 20 versus 1 was just so amazing. It was so inspirational. Had to share it with someone. No one's saying that. There's not a soul. They know that they get attention from being negative. And if they continuously push the boundaries and the lines of what they can do, they're going to do that. And it's just worrisome because if you don't see a problem with flaunting children around on a dating show, having them repeat sexually charged phrases or comments, filming it, editing it, and then posting it on the internet, where is your line? Actually, I don't really want the answer to that question. I would just like for them to go away and never come back. Okay, thanks. Anyways, that's the end of this video. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye.